What is going on, everybody, and welcome to NYYU. We are not so far away from the MLB trade deadline, and I think everybody would admit the New York Yankees have some moves to make. Whether it's external, internal, a little bit of both, I believe it's a little bit of both, but we're going to find out really soon. But today I want to talk about the Yankees infield, and I really just want to ask the audience here a question. Do you think after July 30th, the Yankees infield is going to look very different? And what I mean by very different, do you think there could be two new pieces in the infield? Let me explain it a little bit to you all and see what you guys think. So, shortstop we know is Anthony Volpe. He's not going anywhere. That we understand. Third base right now is being handled by DJ LeMahieu. He's been one of the worst offensive players in baseball since he's come back to the Yankees this year. Gleyber Torres is having one of his worst years ever. First baseman Ben Rice is a young kid. He's going through his first prolonged slump of his major league career right now, the first slump of his career, and he's struggling. He's hitting at 200 right now, and who the hell knows where Anthony Rizzo's mind is at and when he's going to actually come back, if at all. Who knows right now? But I just wonder, with the possibilities the Yankees have, will they look to make some changes in the infield to help their offense out? Here's DJ LeMahieu. We know that there hasn't been much that DJ LeMahieu has done well this year. He's hitting 181 with a 276 on-base percentage, a 228 slugging, and a 504 OPS. That is after hitting his first home run of the year this season. And then Gleyber Torres is having, arguably, if not arguably, it actually seems, if I remember well enough, to the previous years before this, he is having his worst year. I try to be nice there. He is having his worst year in the major leagues. And there's a lot of people out there that have called upon the Yankees making some changes here. But when you look at what's available external, you know the infielders that are out there. You know Luis Rengifo. You know Isaac Paredes is a possibility. Ahmed Rosario is a possibility. There's a lot of other names that have been mentioned on the infield. Then you look at internally for the Yankees, you got Jorbit Vivas, who is playing third base, playing second base, got called up for 3 games and never sniffed an at-bat. But a lot of people are still very, very high on him. So I was just thinking, I wonder if the Yankees look to add an infielder, and then they look to maybe call up a guy like Vivas and have a new look infield for the remainder of the year. That might sound a little radical, actually, because you don't see that happen a lot. You don't see the team say, hey, midway through the year, 50% of these 4 positions are going to change. You don't typically see that happen, but I do believe this could actually be something the Yankees do. I don't know who the infielder is going to be, but I'll say this right now. If I had to guess, today being July 22nd, that this video is made, I am going to guess that the Yankees do add an infielder. We have heard Luis Rengifo's name mentioned by multiple teams already. He's going to be a guy that a lot of teams are going to go after. And there's also rumors that the Angels may look to keep him and re-sign him. So who knows what's going to happen there. Isaac Paredes in the infield. Yandy Diaz in the infield. There's been a lot of other names mentioned, and I do believe Jonathan India is another one. And I think I've personally been told that teams have asked about Gleyber Torres, believe it or not. And I think, if the Yankees aren't going to do anything dramatic like fire Aaron Boone and shake things up, which we all know is not going to happen, maybe something dramatic to do is to simply go, we traded Gleyber Torres. Walk into that clubhouse from all these guys who been with Gleyber all these years and go, hey, look, you know why he was dealt? Anybody want to know? Yep, I think we all understand. Leave the room. Sends a pretty clear message that that type of play ain't going to cut it here anymore. That's simple. I don't know if the Yankees sit there and go, well, Jorbit Vivas is the guy now at second base. I don't know if they decide on keeping DJ LeMahieu at third, moving Gleyber Torres. Maybe one of them becomes your regular bench guy and has 2 new spots altogether. You never know, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying if you're seriously considering maybe a major change to the Yankees, it almost feels like that is the route they will go, because I don't want to spend too much time on the outfield and Alex Verdugo, but I think everybody's probably in agreement here that if anybody's going to replace him, it's probably going to be Jason Dominguez. Whether Dominguez is back in mid-August, we've heard late August, we've heard early September. Some people say they don't know if he's going to come back at all, but he's doing running. He's starting to work out. So you would assume at least by September at some point, you'll get him back. But there is no guarantee. But I do think he is the most logical fit to take over for Alex Verdugo, unless there is some trade that we don't know about that ends up happening, because Brian Cashman has done that before. But I really do wonder with the infield, because it is not as far-fetched as people believe. It could even be a first baseman. We haven't touched on the Ben Rice, Anthony Rizzo situation too much. Ben Rice is a young guy. He's struggling right now. His first big slump, first slump really in the major leagues, and you got to see how he adjusts and get out of this. That's what makes a major league hitter a major league hitter. You're either going to swim or you're going to sink, and we're going to see what Ben Rice does. Second base and third base, though, I believe are the targets. What do the Yankees get from continuing to run Gleyber Torres out there? You know, look, I've been somebody who I have said for quite some time now, myself, that maybe Gleyber Torres bounces back, and maybe Gleyber Torres puts it all together and starts playing better. Now, there is some evidence to suggest that Gleyber Torres could do that. As you can see right here, over his last 15 games, he's hitting 283, 356, 321. The power's not there. I understand it. But in those 53 at-bats, he is hitting 283. In his last 7, he's hitting 292. So do the Yankees see that as a viable option? Do they believe it? Do they even more so, are they frustrated with Gleyber Torres? I think that could also be a real possibility. There could be some frustration that exists with the errors in the infield and the lackadaisical play, the production not fully coming back. Is that going to be a situation where maybe they put a young player? Maybe they go ahead and they make 2 trades of 2 infielders, and their infield does look very different. As crazy as sometimes it might sound, where you're sitting there thinking about it and go, Gleyber Torres is done this year anyway. He's not going to be back to the Yankees, and DJ LeMahieu signed for multiple years, but he just hasn't been good. Maybe the Yankees see that as the easiest and most logical way to possibly improve their club. And if they could get a team to just simply say, we'll take Gleyber's contract for the rest of the year, no problem. Because I know if I'm Brian Cashman and somebody were to approach me and I knew there were other players, or I had a guy in the minor leagues that I think could put up what his production has been, if not maybe a little better, I can sit there and at least know he could play some defense at second base. I could sit there and go, hey, whatever team calls me, hey, if you're willing to take his money, I don't care what the hell you give me back. I'll take minor league, two low level minor leaguers for him that maybe my scouting department believes has high upside. I'll work on something like that, and I'll give him away for the remainder of the season. I don't mind doing that. Just take the rest of his salary, and that gets us off the hook for that. Maybe that's a possibility. DJ LeMahieu, on the other hand, is not getting traded. We know that. DJ LeMahieu is going to either be replaced and not play as much, move around the infield, start at first base, maybe sometimes against lefties, things of that nature. And that's probably all you're going to see from DJ LeMahieu. I think it's as clear as day. I don't believe he's an everyday player anymore. Could DJ LeMahieu all of a sudden get hot and go off? I guess it's possible. Anything can happen in baseball. Do I think it's ultra realistic? No, but I've been wrong before, so who knows? You never know what could happen in baseball. It's the hardest game to predict. But I do wonder if the Yankees would make these type of moves, because there's not much else out there. Maybe they really do improve the infield and shake things up at the same time. Shake things up a little bit in the clubhouse. Hey, it's not going to be tolerated, that type of play. We're better than this. And now we had to make these type of changes. It's worked before, things like that. And maybe, just maybe, it could work again. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the Yankees could potentially really shake up their infield? I think it's an intriguing question, and we're going to find out very, very soon what the New York Yankees are going to do. So, guys, like, share, and subscribe to NYYU. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think about trades potentially in the Yankees infield? And could, second base and third base look very, very different after July 30th? Let me know in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon.
It's heavy. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots round my neck. Self-respect, when you out of line, you put yourself in check. They don't hear me, they don't hear me though. Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stand for truth, or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio. Cause it's the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap. Know your worth, and don't sell cheap. The ghost is inside of me, can't take it out of me. No matter where I've been, it's about where I'm meant to be. I be shining perfect time and check your watch.